There is a massive misconception with staying lean year round. Everyone believes it is this endless, starving, suffering grind where you have to be neurotic and track every single calorie to the T. You have to do endless amounts of cardio, all to stay at 10 to 12% body fat. You're hungry all the time, you're moody. The truth is, this only happens if you got lean incorrectly. There is a right and a wrong way to get lean and maintain it. And so many people end up doing it the wrong way, trying to force their body to get lean rather than letting their body work for them. The truth is, if you build the right system, foundation, and habits, it becomes automatic and it will become your preferred state. You will realize not only will you look better, be more confident, be proud of the body you built, but you'll have more energy, more mental clarity, and operate better in every single realm of your life. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, how to make it automatic, and how to get lean the right way and be able to maintain it so it becomes effortless. See, one of the things I see all the time, and I see you guys in my YouTube comments saying that 10 to 12% is unsustainable, especially if you're natural, and you should be sitting at 15 to 18%, but this couldn't be further from the truth. This only occurs if you get lean in the incorrect way, which is crash dieting or trying to do it through sheer willpower and discipline. David Goggins style, doing tons of cardio, barely eating, and trying to make it a mental battle. The truth is, you are just going to make your life worse in every single metric, and you're not going to be able to sustain it because you're going to get to that body fat and you are going to break at some point and you're going to rebound, binge eat a ton of calories and end up gaining 10 pounds. And now you're in this position where you saw yourself lean. You saw the best version of yourself to date, and now you've reversed back months of progress, all because you forced your body to get here rather than making your body do most of the work. And that is entirely possible if you know what you're doing. One of the most important things is to stop looking at getting lean as discipline and start looking at it as designing a system that fits into your life and improves every area, makes you feel better, you have more energy, all the things I've listed before. And if you look at dieting as just a phase, something you're doing for a short period of time, it is inevitably gonna feel more difficult rather than looking at it as a lifestyle and integrating habits that not only make you feel better, but help you reach that goal and help you maintain it. And this is what it's all about. None of us want to get lean once and then see ourselves as this confident, proud version, more attractive, little bit of vanity, of course, and then see ourselves in a much worse position and wonder, what happened? How did we do it? Why can't we get back there? See, the thing is, the system has to be aligned with your goals. It has to make sure that getting lean and all the things it takes, the diet, the cardio, the activity, the training, are all aligned with achieving the goal. If those things aren't in place, those daily habits, how are we going to get there? It doesn't make any sense. The system and routine you build, that you designed, has to align with your goals. That means really auditing your day-to-day life and figuring out how we can optimize it so that getting lean becomes automatic, but it becomes something we want to do. Instead of looking at a phase, looking at this is how we live our life on a daily basis. Making sure the meals you eat on a daily basis still keep you in your target calories, but you actually enjoy them and look forward to them. If you got a sweet tooth, make a yogurt parfait or use sweet potatoes, drizzle honey on your food. All these things make being lean actually enjoyable because you're getting all the benefits of the low body fat percentage, the aesthetic physique, being better than 99% in the physical realm, the most people, but you also actually enjoy doing it. You're not the one suffering to get there and then rebounding like everyone else. And one of the main problems here is so many people confuse their metabolism. They do these crazy bulks on super high calories and these crazy cuts on super low calories, and their metabolism has no idea what to do. It doesn't have time to adjust. You need to make it very clear to your body what your goal is. And one of the best ways to do this is having a framework. And if you guys want a full diet framework so you understand the rhythm of eating every single day while still being able to perform well in the gym, having strength, having energy, and feeling good with mental clarity, follow me on Instagram at Brasian, DM me the word diet. I will send you guys over a full framework of how to stay lean, how to get there, but also how to build muscle on top of it while maintaining an attractive aesthetic physique year round. The first thing you need to do is stop doing extremes. You should be close to maintenance. And by close, I mean within 500 calories basically year round. Now, if you're really deep in a diet, you may have to go a little bit deeper, or if you're doing an aggressive diet for 2 weeks just to pull off a little extra fat, that's okay. But for the majority of the year, I'm talking 90% of the months, you should be close to maintenance calories because there's no need to push any further. And once you have a good understanding of how to eat, you know how to track your macros, you know what food looks like, then you can stop eating with very strict boundaries. If I'm telling someone they need to get lean for the first time, I'm telling them basically to eat the same thing every single day, but make the foods enjoyable, but just so there's less decision making, because as soon as a decision has to be made, that's when mistakes typically happen. Especially if you're hungry, you are going to go for the easiest, most convenient thing and eat over your calories, and this is going to become a habit, and a very bad one, because it'll stop you from ever reaching your goal. But not only that, you're going to spend majority of the day super hungry, and then you're going to go into a position where you binge eat, and then you're getting the worst of two worlds. You're gaining fat, you're not reaching your goal, but you're also hungry most of the day. So the structure is completely off. But once you have that ability to track your macros, you know what food looks like, you know how to actually follow a system, then you can start going into a framework and adding some flexibility into your eating. Now you can go out to eat, you can go to dinners, you can have one off meal a week, not a cheat day, not even necessarily a cheat meal, but instead of, for example, eating chicken breast, sweet potato, and having some added fats, you can go to a restaurant, you can have a sirloin steak with some fries. It is not going to kill you, and it's still going to help you maintain the physique, but you first need to understand how your body responds to food and what food actually contains and what it's going to do for your look, how your body responds. And now that you have the core habits of staying lean and it is automatic, it's on autopilot, you don't even have to think. One of the best structures I like to do is have the same breakfast almost every single day, or have two that you rotate so there's zero friction. Next thing you want to do is a digestion walk. So you want to get up and walk even for 5 to 10 minutes after every single meal. This is going to promote really healthy digestion. You're going to stop having that sluggish feeling where you want to take a nap after every single meal, and you're going to have much more mental clarity, but it's also going to help your metabolism a ton in just working more efficiently and partitioning the nutrients to the right places. Rather than storing it as fat, we're putting it into glycogen stores, and we can use that as fuel for our training. You also want to try move every single day. If you're training 3 times a week in the gym, do some type of cardio outside, get some sunlight, do a high step count on your rest days. Just get outside and move. We are not doing this as punishment or for cardio to lose fat. It is to maintain not only our physique, but also our sanity. Most of us are cooped up most of the day anyway. People don't really socialize, so get outside, walk around. You're getting the best of both worlds. And once you've implemented these habits, you've maintained this for 3 to 6 months, this is going to become your default setting. You need to first do the cut, get very lean without really restricting your calories. You need to slowly increase your calories back up to maintenance, and you're going to be surprised at how much food you can eat while being lean. It is crazy. I've seen clients get to shredded below 10% body fat at 2,100 calories and be able to maintain it at 3,300 calories a day without gaining fat, without gaining weight. And oftentimes in that reverse, they actually end up dropping more weight because they're losing inflammation and their cortisol's decreasing. But once this becomes your default state, you no longer will even have the urge or craving to binge eat or to have cheat days. You'll start understanding that you can implement taking your girl out on a date, or going on dates, or going to family dinners, and still being able to enjoy the experience in social settings, have a couple drinks without completely destroying your progress. But you do have to, in the beginning, go through the phase where you are learning how to do these things. And that takes structure, discipline, and a little bit of hard work. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that getting to 10% body fat is super easy. The first time you do it sucks, and it is difficult. However, once you get there and you maintain it, it becomes effortless. And the truth is, you will start seeing food a little bit differently, because you'll start realizing the dopamine you get from a nice meal isn't worth it. The dopamine and feeling of being proud of yourself when you're staying lean year round and you're always operating at your best self and progressing is going to make you feel a lot more fulfilled and a lot better than that short little bit of dopamine. And food will honestly start looking like fuel to you. It is for performance. Now, a lot of you are saying, yeah, but I really enjoy food. Oh, it's such a big component of my life. You will enjoy being lean and being proud of yourself 100 times more. 100 times more. It'll feel better on a daily basis. That fleeting feeling of eating a donut isn't going to be worth it. And the truth is when you get lean and you've maintained it for long enough and you've built the muscle long term, you can still have the donut. and maintain it and not look any different the next day. If anything, it's probably going to fill you out a little bit as long as you don't do it consistently. When you want to be having these type of meals, you have to earn it though. That's what you guys have to understand. Cheat meals, cheat days, the donut, the snacks, you have to earn these things. Guys who have been training for 5 years, they've built a ton of muscle, they maintain low body fat, they can do these things on a daily basis because they recognize that food is fuel. That little dopamine from that food isn't going to control their whole life. They are in control of their hunger cravings. And they also have the muscle on their frame to have a high metabolism where they can eat a couple hundred extra calories, 400 or 500 calories, and it's really not going to make that big of a difference. But you have to put the work in first. It's as simple as that. Getting lean takes effort. The first time around, it is difficult and you have to put in the work. But maintaining it just takes systems and order and really auditing your lifestyle, your environment, and your habits on a daily basis and make sure they align with your goal of staying lean. That doesn't mean you need to suffer every single day and pretend it's enjoyable. No, it means you need to take the right steps along the way to make sure it is seamless and automatic and you're doing it correctly. If you want to learn these systems and how to integrate it in your lifestyle and you want a little bit of extra help so that you can expedite the process and the next 6 months completely change the way your physique looks and your perspective of life, follow me on Instagram at Brasai and DM me the word elite. We'll talk about where you're currently at, where you're trying to get to, and how we can build you this lifestyle and this aesthetic physique in the next 6 months.